Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little bit, but thank you guys so much for your patience. Here we are. I know what you guys are probably thinking. You take forever to upload a new video, but you know what? You're halfway right, because most of it isn't my fault. Like, I order new things so I can make new exciting content. I have palettes, but I want to do new things, you know, so forgive me for that. But Miss Rona has shipping a little bit crazy, but nonetheless, thank you guys so much for clicking and being here. If you're new to here, welcome. If you're one of those subscribers that I'm so thankful for, welcome back. Speaking about that, you guys, uploading my first video a little bit ago, I was hopeful for some type of support and response from you guys. The amount that I got from subscribers, to the likes, to the shares, to the comments, to just everything really means the most to me. Now, I'm not gonna make this a fucking cornball fest because I'm not that, but you know what? Behind the scenes, I am a Cancer, I get emotional, and I'm very thankful for every single one of you guys. I'm just happy to finally be here making a new video. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 24A Artist Pass palette by Morphe, little SAWEETIE collab. And in a little bit, you guys will see how I created this look. Side note, speaking of SAWEETIE, not only am I excited to be finally playing with her palette, but fun fact, SAWEETIE was scheduled to perform here in Tucson, where I'm from, at the Pima County Fair. Now, if you know I hold the Pima County Fair dear and near to my motherfucking heart, because they got the best deep fried foods, the best beer, the best games, the best rides. So I was super fucking excited and ready for SAWEETIE to get here, but because of Miss Corona, everything got canceled. So not only did I miss the one time a year where I have the most fun being here in Tucson with the Pima County Fair, and not only that, I was gonna see the icy girl herself. I was gonna have this eyeshadow on. I was gonna be like, SAWEETIE, it's me in the front row. This year I might not be seeing SAWEETIE at the Pima County Fair, but last year I met TLC and got their autograph, you guys. So I think it's like a even, you know, it's an even trade. But nonetheless, everything from the packaging to what it looks like inside is to die for. Now, if you guys want to see how I feel about the formula, the glitters, everything about it, just keep on watching this video. Am I forgetting anything? Off of first impressions, you could already tell it's full of different colors. You could totally create a natural look with the colors on top, but you know I love me some colorful colors, some glitters, something that just looks playful and fun, and that bottom row definitely gives you all of that. Let's give all the attention to that middle row of big pan highlighters. Off camera, I placed medical tape that I pick up from drugstores, and the reason why I like using the medical tape is just because it doesn't pull out your skin and leave it irritated after you pull it off. So to get right into it, I'm just gonna go in with eyeshadow primer. I use the Makeup Forever eyeshadow primer. Any eyeshadow primer will do. I'm gonna be using a new product, the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and so I just picked this up at Target for $6. I'm not mad at $6. The packaging's super simple, but I mean, for $6, it comes with a lot of product in it. So I'll be using it a little bit later for regular concealer to see how it is. We want a nice canvas to work on. Now, the reason why I like doing my eyeshadow first before my regular face makeup, like I could get messy with the eyeshadow so it all looks super nice at the end, but not have to worry about like fallout on my foundation. You know, I know that it's gonna look really crazy and maybe a little messy. Even for me, sometimes I get a little uncomfortable looking at it, but I have to remember the final vision. Just trust the process when it comes to it, and I need to practice what I preach, because sometimes I be getting my own head. So to start, I'm gonna pick up that Max Volume color and start focusing this in on the inner corner of our eye. Just kind of almost patting it in, so that way we get maximum color payoff, and we start creating that shape, and then we'll start blending out. But it's all about creating like the map of where everything's gonna be. And again, don't be afraid to get a little messy. Get the color there where you need it to be, so that way later on we could totally go ahead and clean it up with a little bit of concealer or whatever the case may be. Once I had that pink down to where I wanted, I started blending it out with a nice fluffy M441 brush, just so we could start diffusing the edges. And this is basically gonna get repeated throughout the whole eye when we start using a new color. It's always just having a couple brushes handy. Alrighty, so now that I have the pink going to where I need it to be, I'm gonna pick up a M562 Morphe brush. I'm gonna pick up a Ride or Sky, which is the really pretty, just like true blue is what it looks like. And slowly I'm gonna start patting that in close to the pink, not on the pink, just so I could start having control of blending it in together. And again, not being worried about what happens to the crease, because that is eventually gonna get cut with concealer. Try to envision just this top part and focusing on blending them in as much as you can. And know that eventually you're gonna have to step back and just be satisfied with what's become. Kind of relates to my life a little bit. It's a little deep. It's okay. So now picking up that clean, fluffy brush, just blending out along the blue so it just looks like Baskin Robbins. Don't be afraid to pick up any previous colors that you use if you need to intensify anything. On that JS12, putting a little bit more pink. The pigments on this are definitely like there. You just need to pick up very little and it just starts doing it for you basically. And they blend pretty nice together. So picking up another Morphe M562, I'm gonna start dipping into the Major Inspo color, which is the really pretty purple. And I'm just gonna start working this in on the outer part of the eyelid, almost creating like a cat eye effect, because for the finished look, you'll just see where it goes. And really using the benefit of having the tape there, so that way even brushing light on the tape and then just pulling it up so it barely gets any, if that makes any sense. Dipping back into that blue color, we're going to start putting that in so that way we can start balancing everything out. I'm telling you, once you place some color, you have to go back and place the other. It's just the recipe. It's my mom's secret recipe. At the end of the day, as much as I love doing makeup and like having fun, I just hope you guys are here for the vibe that I give, the energy that we're all about. You know, we like aspiring to be great at things, but sometimes we don't reach those peaks. But at the end of the day, it was a good time, right? You can't lie to me. You can't lie to me. And just kind of slowly start smoking it out, dragging it up a little bit higher to the brow bone, but not completely. Because we still want to be able to have space to put other cute highlighters and shimmers on the brow bone, just so that way we could, you know, really amplify the look. So basically, this is like the map of the colors, where they're gonna go. Now it's all a matter of cutting the crease next so we can start applying glitters, and then basically just working with the colors where they're placed and just building on it. If you know, we all go through the struggle, most of us go through the struggle, at least I hope I'm not the only one, of cutting a crease. Instead of going in with what I would usually cut my crease, I'm gonna get small and detailed. Honestly, dude, I feel like I'm having a hallelujah miracle breakthrough right now. I better shut up before I jinx it. I'm actually really happy. Now, it might look janky to some, but you know what? Like, compared to what my cut creases usually look like, I'm cooking with some Crisco right now, mama. So with a clean pinky, I'm gonna go right into that Secret Set color and apply that right on my inner lid. But if we need to go in with a small detailed brush later, we will. So now that I have that placed, I'm gonna go in with another finger. And of course, the reason why I'm using my finger is just because I feel like once you dip into the shimmer and just place on top of a nice tacky concealer, it just sticks on and looks really, really pretty. So now I'm dipping right into that Private Oasis color, which is this beautiful blue shimmer glitter. And I'm gonna apply that on the lid, mixing it into the color that we previously just put. Now, believe it or not, these are actually going to be bases. This isn't gonna be the final color because we're still gonna put another chunkier glitter on top. We're gonna go in with a longer brush so that way I could actually pick up the product and pat it in. Now dipping back into that Private Oasis blue color, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Remember, that was just a base because the next glitter we're gonna go into is the Spotlight Stiller. Literally. For this part though, we are gonna use our trusted glitter glue primer from NYX and just start patting on top of where we just placed those shimmers. So now I'm gonna dip right into that Spotlight Stiller. Oh, it feels so good. Look at that. It's gorgeous. You cannot tell me that this is not gorgeous. So we're just literally gonna wipe this right on our eyelid. Okay, so this chunky stars are there. They're not as much as I would wish, but the glitter for sure is still there and looking really cute. Before I get up in my feelings, I'm gonna start moving on to some other steps so that way we could start marinating everything together. Remember layering. So now that I have the glitter placed to kind of what I need it to be, I'm gonna dip right back into that Rider Sky Blue, and we're gonna be pulling this in just the way we use this pink, blue, and purple scheme. We're gonna do purple, blue, pink. This is like my favorite part, dude. Okay, look. It's where you take off the tape and you see how cut it is. Look, are you ready? Look at it, that looks so nice. No work needed, no concealer needed to clean it up. It's just already done for you. Okay, you guys, I'm not too mad at what it's become. We still have a little bit way to go. We're gonna move on to the next eye. I'm gonna do that off camera for time's sake. Alrighty, so I went ahead and did foundation and primer off camera. Of course, I did my little concoction of the e.l.f. and the NYX primer. And then as always, my trusted Fenty matte foundation that I went ahead and put on. So as a concealer base for my eyeshadow, the e.l.f. Camo Concealer did great, but now it's time to put it to the true test and use it underneath my eye. It does dry fast. Now that's the only thing about this concealer. So that's probably like the only downfall, but for $6, the amount of product that you get, the job that it does, I'm not complaining. Just be prepared to work with it really fast and in small segments, but definitely I would recommend this, especially for $6. But now I'm gonna go in with my Jeffree Star setting powder and just put it on a dense brush and just pack that right underneath where we put all of that camo concealer goodness. Now again, it is a matte concealer and it is a little bit on the thicker side. Even if you have oily skin, make sure that you take all the necessary steps to make sure that you set it so that way it's not greasing up on you later on throughout the day. Now that we have the face set with our setting powder, we're gonna go straight into contouring. I don't want to focus too much time like on my regular face routine. I'll be making updated, like if I do any changes, any new makeup, new techniques that I might have picked up along the way, then I might make some more face videos. But for now, we're keeping it eyeshadow and other things. And on that note, anything else that you guys want to see that's maybe not even makeup related, I'm always up to hear suggestions from you guys, whatever you guys want to see. If you guys... Okay, so I did contouring and blush off camera just for time's sake, but now that we have that going, I'm gonna do one of my favorite parts for now. Honey, this is done. I literally had to crack open my Jeffree Star setting powder because a bitch is running out, but don't fear. Now, I'm not gonna ruin the surprise, but in the next video, I'm gonna have like a whole haul of this one brand and setting powder, plus some of their new products are included. I'm really excited to just get that video knocked out. We're just waiting for everything to get here so I can have it all in front of me while we make the video. It's gonna be exciting. So make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you have notifications on so that way when I upload that video, you can see what we're talking about, sis. So now we're gonna move on to just cutting the contour and the blush with setting powder. So this right here just kind of cleans up any muddiness that you might have created underneath and just gives it that clean, crisp finish look. Basically just like this, but for my cheek. And taking this setting powder, we're gonna go right underneath the eye because we're gonna move on to the bottom of the eyeshadow. Going back into that 24A Artist Pass palette, I'm gonna start smoking out the bottom of my eyes with the exact same colors that we did on the top. We're gonna take a little bit of it on the outer and bring a little bit on the inner to exactly match where you place the colors on the top. And then of course picking up the big fluffy brushes just to blend it and buff it all out so nothing looks too crazy or harsh. Now going in with the blue, gonna repeat the exact same step. Now going in with the purple, gonna what? Repeat the exact same step. I'm just placing these harshly where they belong and then we'll smoke them out with a clean fluffy brush. So now that we have that done, we're gonna go ahead and put on an inner corner. I picked up some of my glitter primer from NYX. I'm just gonna put that on a brush and tap it right in the inner corner. Picking up Secret Oasis, I'm just gonna put it on the end of a big fluffy dome brush and just lightly patting it on. Wow, yes. I'm not sure if you're seeing that on camera, but in person, it just brightens it up like a good morning's day. We're gonna go ahead and move on to mascara and lashes and eyebrows off camera. Cool, so now that we have most of the face done, it's so exciting being able to use Haus Labs products because of course we can't forget about the lips. So I'm gonna go in with my 3 must-haves: lip liner, the Le Monster Matte Lip Crayon, and of course the Haus Labs gloss. I'm gonna start using the Le Monster Lip Crayon as a lip liner. Of course, you have total control of how you want to use these products, which I love. So we're gonna start shaping. Once we got that, we're gonna use the lip liner. It's just a light color. I'm so much more used to wearing lip glosses, but I'm trying to push myself, so little baby steps at a time. Now that we have that, I'm gonna go in and top it off with the Haus Labs lip gloss in Entrance. They're supposed to be coming out with new colors pretty soon, hopefully, because I cannot wait to get my hands on a new color, or maybe hopefully a couple of new colors. But until then, I will be using this until I run out. Y'all thought we were done? Honey, because remember, in our eyeshadow palette, we have a whole middle row of big highlighters that we're gonna use on the cheeks. Yeah, you heard me right, highlighters from an eyeshadow palette on the cheeks. I'm gonna be using, again, my trusty dandy NYX glitter glue, and I'm even gonna be applying this on my cheeks so that way the glitter just has something delicious to hold on to. I'm gonna be going into the Private Oasis and just dipping that right on my finger so we have a nice base. Ooh, I might just leave that alone. She looks a little wet already. When you look directly in the front, you can't see it, but once you turn is when you get that really pretty wet, almost like payoff. Now moving on from Private Oasis to the Spotlight Stiller, we're gonna pick some of those chunky stars and put them right there where we placed that first highlighter. Now these stars are chunky, they don't stick the best by themselves, I'm gonna be like real with y'all, but if you just kind of try to pick them up individually, as annoying as that sounds, you could totally have control over them, but like who has that time? I try to make it work as best as I could, but I'm not mad at it. It definitely gives me like festival vibes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourself, wash your hands, and in the near future, we'll be uploading some very exciting videos on some of my favorite brands, all brand new stuff, which is exciting, makes it a little bit easier for me to film things because it's first impressions. Comment, like, and subscribe on anything that I do. Don't forget to follow me on social medias. I really love interacting with anyone and everyone. Until next time, peace.